Namaste, yogis, and welcome. This is a short Hatha Yoga practice, and we're going to be focusing on standing balancing poses. So, coming onto your shins, toes together, knees wide, slide the palms forward, and sink your forehead for a few breaths. Walking your hands off the left side of your mat. Press back and down with the right hip and stretch long through that whole right side, all the way from hip to fingertips. Relaxing the back of your neck. And then walking your hands off the right side of your mat. And now stretch long through the left side body. Press back and down with the left lower back. And give it a full lengthening all the way through your arm to the left fingertips. Walking hands back to center, and once more an even stretch through both sides. From here, walking up, we're going to come onto shins. Now, if you can't do this with the knees bent, you come to crossed ankles. We're going to take a twist, sliding hips to the right, feet and knees to the left. Slide your feet out from under you so you can see both of them. And then open your knees out nice and wide, resting the right thigh on the left foot. And as I said, you can do this with crossed ankles instead. Check that both hips are on the same level here. We don't want the left hip up like this. Left hip all the way down. Take a twist around to the right. Shift your weight into your back. Lift with your chest. And with each out breath, feel your weight sink into your pelvis, particularly on this left side. Stretching up tall through both sides of your neck. Now circle forwards. Change your legs, swing them around to the other side. If you're doing it with crossed ankles, change, cross the other leg in front. On an exhale, twist around. Your knees should be wider than your hips. Lean your weight to your back, not to your chest. And soften into the armpits. Soften into your side ribs. But keep lifting your side ribs up high. Untwisting yourself. Just stretch both legs straight out in front of you. Bending the right knee up, place your foot on the floor inside the left thigh and twist again around to the right. Press forward with the left heel, up with your toes. Keep the left heel on the ground. Each time you breathe out, sink deeper into your right sits bone, pressing it firmly down into the mat. Keeping back up straight and tall and twist. Right leg straight, left knee up, circle off to the other side. Flex your right ankle. Don't lift the heel off the mat. Keep that right heel down on the ground. And just like the other side, keep this left sits bone down. Don't lift off it. and twisting yourself. We're going to make our way onto hands and knees. Once you're on your all fours, rolling your spine with your breath. Spread your fingers on the mat and press all 10 fingers flat. We're flattening into the spine. Walk your arms forward. Happy pose or baby down dog. Keeping hips and thighs over your knees. And pressing the feet flat onto the ground. Even though your chest is sinking here, armpits press up. Making your way back up onto hands and knees. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees, downwards facing dog. From down dog, taking feet forwards to the top of the mat. On an exhale, fold yourself down, just hanging down for a few breaths. If you need to, roll your shoulders or your wrists a few times. And now we're going to move into some sun salutations, warm you up a little bit. On the in-breath, come all the way up to standing, exhaling arms down. As you breathe in, reach up again. On the exhale, forward fold. As you breathe in, stretch your chest forward, flatten your back, and take yourself back to downwards facing dog as you breathe out. Now either staying in your down dog, or on an in-breath, come forwards into plank, and on an exhale, lower. If you need to, you drop your knees first. On an in-breath, chest lift to cobra, or upwards facing dog. Taking it back to down dog. Holding your down dog. Immediately becoming aware of your breathing. With each out breath sinking to the top of your head. Fully relax your neck. Look forward, take feet to hands, feet are parallel and hip distance apart, sinking deep as you exhale. On an in-breath, rise all the way up, exhaling hands to chest or arms to side. In-breath to stretch back up again. On your out-breath, forward fold, lengthen through the spine, and again, back into your downwards facing dog. Either staying in down dog or breathe yourself forward to plank and then flow yourself down. On the inhale, lift your chest to your back bend. On your exhale, pressing back to hold your down dog. Now keep pushing back with your thighs and forwards with your upper arms. So the upper arms do not push back towards your legs. Upper arms push forwards in the direction of the back of your head to keep the arms strong. Then look forward, take your feet up to the top of the mat. With an exhale, fall down deep. On your inhale, we'll rise, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to center. Now we're going to come into a chair pose. So bend into your knees, inhale and lift the arms. We're holding it here. Don't look down at the ground. Look straight forwards in front of your face or tilt your head back and lift with the chin. Set your weight to the backs of your thighs. Lean your bum back as if you're trying to touch the back of the mat with your butt. And then coming all the way up to standing, release the arms down. We're going to balance on the right leg, left knee up. Pulling shoulders to spine and lifting your knee as high as you can. Taking your foot down to the ground. Take it to the other side, right knee up. Again, once you've lifted that leg, lift your chest higher, draw your shoulders back, and lift the leg even higher if you can. Taking right foot down to the mat. We're going to move into our chair pose, make it a little bit more challenging. You breathe in, lift the arms, looking forwards or up. Now shift your weight onto your right foot and lift the left foot off the ground and just hover it there. So keep the foot flexed as if you were standing on it, sole of the foot flat to the floor, but not touching the ground. Keep breathing. Keeping the knees bent, take left foot down and change. Lift the right leg, hovering that right foot. Again, foot is flat to the floor, but not touching the ground. Taking right foot down, on an exhale, forward fold. Stretch out the backs of the legs. And now we're going back into lunge. Right leg steps back, lifting your arms up to warrior one. Holding it here. Lift the back heel as high as you can so you get the full stretch over the sole of the foot. On an exhale, take hands down. Tummy tightens, then you step forwards. Keep your tummy squeezing tight as you take your left leg back to the lunge on the other side. We're coming up, arms alongside your ears. Like the other side, lift that back heel all the way up over your toes. Stretch your left knee as straight as you can. Taking hands to the mat. Step forwards. On an inhale, float up to standing. Staying standing again for another balance. So we're bringing the left knee up again. This time hold onto your knee or your shin with your hand. Right hand onto the right hip. Careful here to not lean back. Head straight up over the hip. And then open your knee out to the side. And if you can't hold the knee or the shin, you can always take your hand underneath the thigh. Bringing your leg forwards and taking foot down to the ground. We're shifted to the other side. Make sure the standing foot toes point straight forward. Shoulders pull to spine, but don't lean into your back. Have your spine and the top of the head completely balanced over your pelvis. Opening out to the side. And again, if you need to or want to, you can always hold under the thigh. That actually helps you to get the shoulders a little bit further back. Make sure that you keep breathing here. Bringing your leg forward, foot down to the ground. On an in-breath, reach up. On your exhale, forward fold. We're going back into our lunge again. Right leg steps back. Taking your arms up to warrior one. And now you've got two options here. Either keep arms alongside your ears and lean your body forwards at a 45-degree angle. You can either keep the arms up or reach your arms back down your sides, stretching to fingers. Now watch these shoulders. Don't drop them towards your chest. Lift them all the way back. Keep squeezing shoulders to spine. Try not to lie on your leg with your chest. Taking fingers to the ground, right foot forward, and take the left leg back. Okay, we're coming all the way up. Warrior One arms to start. Center and balance yourself. And then leaning forward at a diagonal angle. Make sure your front knee is still over your heel. Maybe reaching your arms back if it's too much on the shoulders or the neck or the chest for you to keep them alongside your ears. Breath is still flowing easily. Taking hands to the mat. I step forward, standing forward bend. Coming all the way up. Exhale, hands down. Now we're going to come into an eagle pose. So bring your hands onto your hips. Bend your knees. Make sure toes point straight forward. And we lift the left leg up and cross the left leg over the right leg. As you do that, your pelvis will want to twist to the right. Bring the hips to face forward again. Either keeping hands on hips or hands together at your chest. Or if you want to take eagle arms, right arm wraps under the left. Okay, you don't have to do the twist of the arms. If you are, make sure that your forearms are directly in front of your nose. Don't lean them off to one side and peep around them. You don't have to have the arms in the twist. Coming up to standing. We'll take it to the other side. Make sure your toes point straight forward. Bend the knees. Cross your right leg over your left. That action of lifting the leg will twist your hips to the side. So square the hips to the front. Chest and pelvis square to the side of the mat that you're facing. Don't twist them. If you're doing eagle arms, left arm under right. Or hands at your chest. Or hands on the hips. Keep the shoulders back if you are not doing the twist of the forearms. Squeezing those legs in tightly together will give you better balance. And then up to standing and releasing out. On an inhale, reach the arms up. On your exhale, forward fold. Now we're going to go into a warrior 3. So we're going to keep the left foot on the ground. We'll lift the right leg up behind you. Flex your right ankle. Knee and toes point to the floor. And then hovering your fingers above the ground. If you can't hover, you keep fingers on the floor. Don't let this right knee twist out to the right. Keep it facing the ground. Flatten your spine as much as you can. Keep breathing. We take fingers down, then the right foot to the ground. Make sure your right toes point straight forward. We're going to lift the left leg first. As the leg goes up, flex your ankle. Keep knee and toes pointing to the floor. Lift your chest a little bit higher if you can, and hover the hands. So if you've got fingers on the ground, that's fine. Keep that left knee pointing straight down. Flattening your back as much as you can. Try not to lean too much into your chest and your arms. Keep breathing. And then fingers down, foot down, pedal the knees a little bit if you need to. And sink a little bit deeper. On an inhale, rise yourself up to standing. We're staying standing for a tree pose. Feet are parallel to start. We're going to balance on the left foot first. Hands on hips. The beginner or the most balanced place to be is toes on the ground, heel to your ankle. So if balance is difficult for you, that's where you start, and then you play with lifting the toes. And you can use the toes on the ground and you balance like that. Otherwise, foot on the ankle or foot on the calf or foot to inner thigh. Notice nothing on the knee. Keep your foot, your toes, your heel off your knee. Either staying here with hands on hips or bringing hands to chest or floating the arms up. Gently gaze the eyes, focusing your eyes on one point out in front of you. Don't look straight down to the ground in front of you, or a little bit out in front of you. Relaxing all the muscles in your face and allowing your breath to be nice and gentle. Bring the arms down, point your knee forwards, step foot to the ground. And align the standing foot, point your toes straight forward. And again, maybe it's heel or toes to the ground, and it might be different on each leg and each side. That's fine. You do what you need to do. So maybe here, playing with the balance, with toes on the ground, foot lifting every now and then, or holding foot on ankle or calf, or going a little bit higher, foot to inner thigh. Again, nothing of this left foot is resting on my knee. Either hands to hips or hands to chest, or breathing those arms all the way up. Soften tops of shoulders and lengthen your neck. Finding your gaze point for your eyes again, and keeping that focal point. And bringing arms down, knee points forwards, stepping foot to the mat. From here, we're taking legs out into a V shape for triangle. We're to turn left toes open. Inhale, arms wide. On your exhale, fold over. If you're able to go down quite low, you're going to take the feet wider apart. If going down low is not easy for you, feet are closer together. Either looking down to the ground, or nose points in the direction of your chest, or turning your head to look up to your right thumb. With an inhale, come up. Release the hands down as you turn your left toes in, or turning the right toes open to the other short end of the mat. With your in-breath, spread the arms wide. On your exhale, fold over again. Leaning your weight back to your spine. Remember, with triangle, you can always have hands on your hip or arm down your side. Turning your face in the same direction you did on the other side if you can. Otherwise, in whatever direction feels right for your neck on this side. With an in-breath, come up to center and bring hands to hips. We're going to take a half moon, turning your left toes open again. We'll reach the arms wide. On an exhale, fold over. Now, if half moon is easy for you, keep the right arm straight up. Otherwise, bring your right hand onto your hip. Turn your head to look down to the ground. Do not turn these left toes in or out. Keep the toes pointing straight to the back of the mat as you step onto that left foot. Move the left hand under your shoulder as you lift the right foot and flex your right ankle. So left knee can bend if it's difficult for you to get your left hand to the floor, or you're going to have the left hand on a block. If you're comfortable here and well balanced, right arm stretches up. Don't let your big toe lift off the mat. And then stepping the right foot down first, move with control, and come all the way up. Left toes turn in. Right toes turn to the other side of your mat. Check the alignment of the foot, toes point straight back. I want you to reach the arms wide and fold over. When you're ready, shift your weight onto the right leg. Left hand can be on your left hip. Move the right arm out in front of you to support your shoulder. Again, that right knee can be quite strongly bent, but do not turn the right toes in or the right heel out. Keep looking down to the ground to help you balance. Very carefully and slowly, with control, step to the ground and come all the way up. We're turning the feet parallel again. From here, we're going to go into wide leg forward bend, hands on hips to start. With an exhale, bow down, either dropping the arms or reaching out and holding onto your legs. Relax your neck, hang your head down. Soften the shoulders. Soften into your chest. And now lifting part way and coming onto your hands. Turn your right toes to point to the top of the mat. Walk your hands to either side that right foot and step back into downwards facing dog. From down dog, coming forwards to plank and lowering flat down onto your tummy for a half frog. Hands under forehead. Bend the left knee. Reach back with your left hand for left ankle or toes. Nose points down to the mat as you squeeze your heel in. Relax your chest. And then let go and change sides. Reaching for right ankle or toes with right hand. Hug your heel in. Make sure your knees are not wider than your hips. And letting go of your foot. Making your way up. We're coming to sitting. Stretch your legs straight out in front of you. Feet together, ankles flexed. Bend the left knee up. Step your left foot over your right thigh and take a twist around. Now see how balanced my shoulders are with each other. You keep that. If you're taking your arm to the outside of your leg, don't have the right shoulder up to your ear. Get the shoulders down all the way. Left bum is on the floor. Right foot is flexed. And twisting forwards. Bring left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Drop your knee down. Reach forwards, folding over your right leg. Careful not to round your back here. If you tend to have a rounded back, lift up and be higher with your head from that right leg. And if you don't know if your back is rounded, get someone to look at you and tell you. Or take a photo of yourself or film yourself doing yoga. It's always very interesting to film oneself doing one's practice, and you suddenly see what's actually going on with your alignment. Okay, let's take it to the other side. Left leg straight, right knee bends up, step that right foot up and over. Take your twist around to the other side. So again, checking that the shoulders are square with each other. Don't tilt your left shoulder up to your ear, particularly if you're taking your arm to the outside of that right leg. Then untwist, taking your Jana Shashasana, right foot to inside of the left thigh, and folding forwards. And don't worry if your foot now is on the inside of your knee, that's also okay, or even inside of the calf is also okay. Once more, flatten out the spine as much as you can. And coming all the way up, we're going to take both legs straight. Take your heels onto the edges of the mat and reach forwards for shins or hands to the ground or holding the outer edges of the feet. If you're holding the tops of the feet, don't let the baby toe go forward and the big toe come back towards you. Keep your soles of your feet flat to the edge of the mat. So that's why I like to hold on the outer edges of the feet if I'm that far down, because then you can pull the edges of the feet back. Holding over the toes, the ankles, leg muscles and the feet tend to get a little bit lazy. Lengthen through all four sides of the neck. And coming all the way up, we're to make our way onto backs for 2 minutes of Shavasana. Flop your feet and your knees. And get those shoulders all the way down, flattening the shoulder blades on the mat underneath you. Relax your arms. Fully relax your whole body. Nice, gentle, soft breath. And now taking in a nice deep breath, stretch your arms out over your head. And hug your knees into your chest. Making your way up to sitting. Thank you, yogis. Namaste.